We know now that Donald Trump has been talking again about the US and Ukraine and the importance of that mineral deal. Donald Trump says he thinks that mineral deal is very close. He says we're asking for rare earth and oil, anything we can get. But AFP is citing a Ukrainian source saying that Zelensky is actually not there all the way yet with this mineral deal. The Ukrainians understand how important this mineral deal is to ensure that the US is still involved and interested in Ukraine, and that the US has a vested interest in the country's future. But he is still waiting for some assurances. So the negotiation on that deal is still ongoing. The Americans say that this deal is the way to do that, to ensure that the US is interested. It's meant to be worth about $500 billion, so a significant amount of money that the US could indeed be getting into here if Zelensky does indeed approve this deal. And it's also important to note that while Donald Trump says both sides, the Ukrainians and the Russians, are looking for peace, that we are still seeing this war ongoing. We are still seeing drones hitting targets in Ukraine. And just in the last couple of hours, Vladimir Putin has said that boosting Russia's armed forces and meeting the needs of troops fighting in Ukraine are his two key strategic priorities. So they may be trying to get some kind of peace deal over the line, but it's definitely not there yet.
And this also comes as there's been a lot of disparity over Washington's handling of the Ukraine crisis and Europe's. Of course, there's been a disparity, as we say, in the UN Security Council evening with two opposing draft resolutions today. There are also a host of European leaders who are going to be descending on Washington, bringing a message from Europe to Donald Trump. And so there's quite a lot of discrepancy, as we say. What do we expect in the coming week, especially from the likes of Emmanuel Macron, Keir Starmer, and we've also heard from Poland's leader today?
Yeah, the Europeans are really trying to ensure that the Europeans get on the same page as the Americans. I think there's a sense that they're trying to basically tone some of the rhetoric down to make sure that it doesn't completely get out of their grasp, out of their control. And they're trying to appeal to Donald Trump. We've seen that now with a flurry of European leaders heading to Washington. The Polish Prime Minister Duda was here speaking to Donald Trump on the sidelines of the CPAC meeting over the weekend on Saturday. Macron is coming on Monday. He's said in the past Trump mustn't be weak when dealing with Putin. The French are really trying to rally European support here. Of course, we've seen those confluences of European leaders in Paris over the course of the last week. And sources that I've spoken to have said that Trump's rhetoric isn't a surprise, but it has been a wake-up call for Europe. They've expressed Europe's support for the US peace through strength approach, but also want to highlight the importance of the